Wonderful day, great weather. It's not so hot today in Abuja, so I'm all fine. I feel so warm, so happy. And today we're talking about something that I love so much. My core value, love. We're talking about love today. Love is a basic need for man. Man, woman, I use man as a generic term for human beings. Series of surveys have been done about love and what makes a person feel very fulfilled. It was thrown open between career and love. And funny enough, a lot of people seem to lay their life fulfillment or life's fulfillment, satisfaction on love. That's to say that love is extremely important. Now, I am a niche presenter and I do a lot of talking to people, young people, old people, teenagers, preteen, children, and every one of us want to feel that someone needs us. Oh, someone thinks about us. So our topic for today is on love and commitment. I'll be talking to a very wonderful guest. I stumbled on them on Instagram. They were just quite a buzz. Bella Niger carried them, Linda IKG, Instablog Niger, every top blog carried their story. And this is because it is a rare and unique one. I'll be with them right after the break. So I am back. Like I was saying before the break, love is a beautiful thing and it's one of the basic needs of human. We all need love. We all want to love. We all want to be loved in return. And that's the reason why I had to bring Sozo on the show. You know, I ran into Sozo on Instagram, right? Yeah. And I couldn't resist. Welcome on this show.
Thank you
Sozo.
very much.
You're welcome to My Living Show. And that is Joshua. So we have Mr. and Mrs. Christopher. Yeah. I brought them on this show so we could talk about love because they were a buzz on Instagram last week. Power couple. Everyone wanted to talk about them. That's because of love. They just recently got married, right?
Yeah.
So Sozo and Joshua Christopher.
Yeah.
Can we get to know you?
Oh well, I'm practically known as Joshua Ayowa Christopher Jack, and oh well, this is my beautiful wife. I call her Mira.
I'm blushing on her behalf.
So
You call her what?
Mira.
Oh, what does that mean?
Light.
Oh. See the way she's looking at you. Oh my God. I want to love too. So the topic for today is, love and commitment. Love is overused, the word love. But when you get to talk to people, when you get to hear stories, you find out that most people don't really know what love is. So love is broad. I'm not going to talk about agape now. I'm not talking about the love between a mother to a child or the love between a father to his child. We're talking about romance now. So the topic is love and commitment. So what do you think about love, romantic love? You know, I saw Joshua and I fell in love with him. You know, what do you think about that?
Well, you said you just mentioned something. You said you don't want to talk about agape love.
Yes.
And, filial love and all that. But I just want to say that I know we always carried away by this whole romance, love and all that. But it starts from somewhere.
Of course.
Yeah, it starts from somewhere. You don't just I know I've seen love at first sight and it worked, and I've seen love at not first sight and it still worked. After a while, like in our case.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it still worked. So there's no one particular formula for how you meet somebody you love. I would say it's, as I said before, it starts from somewhere, and I feel that any love without agape love is
it's weak.
It's just deceit, because it will just come and then feel
infatuation
and all that. Okay,
like
when I met Joshua, I had just come out of a relationship, and a relationship of 4 years. And I was very sure that
it was gonna be.
Yes,
he's the one.
He was just the one. In fact, he was the one.
The one.
He was the one. I put my everything to that relationship, and he too did the same. But I cannot overemphasize the side of the part God played in my work in having any kind of relationship. So I at some point, after 4 years of building this relationship, putting everything to it, I just felt one day, and then I just heard God say, give him up. Yeah, give him up. So I didn't know why. So we broke up. We had no quarrels. There was no issue.
You sound really spiritual.
Yeah. We like all this. I just feel, well, life is not complete without at least having a relationship with God, So at least I was able to know when it was time for me to just take a walk. So, and he too, on the other hand, he took, as it was mutual. It was okay for us. And then, because, within the 4 years of relationship, the things, we had a very good time together and all that. Then all of a sudden, after God gave me that mandate to walk, I started to, the things that never used to be a problem before,
started becoming an
issue. For example, maybe, like I was never a jealous person. He could talk to, I don't know, I used to have this bit of feminism in me. So if a guy wanted somebody, you go for the person, and then if you don't want the person, you stay away. I just feel that men are not goats. They have minds of their own. If they wanted you, they'll take you. So I don't really believe, the whole side chicks and all that. All those things just get me off. But so I feel that a man who really knows what he wants, goes for what he wants. Yeah. So he knew what he wanted, and he came for me, and we did what we did, and then it was time for us to just go apart, and the things that never used to be a bother to me all of a sudden started becoming a bother. Yeah, maybe for example priority. He wasn't taking me
so serious as, up there on the scale
as I expected, and it was never an issue. But I just feel, just permit me to put in. Or
maybe it could have been an issue, but you were distracted with other things. Maybe your career,
whatever it was. Finally, after 4 years, those things came forth, and then I used to tell my friend, I told Joshua, I said, somebody said, people say that after marriage, people change. Like, well, the signs always show. So
thank you for that. Thank you for being truthful.
Yeah, the signs always show. It's not a thing of
change or anything.
And all that.
So love to you is...
It's to me, the foundation matters. You have to have the foundation for love, which is
grow and
to grow, which is agape. And the reason I mention agape is because the Bible says love is patient,
love is kind, love does not insist on its own ways,
and all that. So by the time you put all these things in place, there's no how you're going to see somebody you love. Okay, you fall in love, in quotes, and then you don't have all this. How do you want to make
love
it work?
for you is all the basic elements of agape.
Yes.
And agape
as a foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
Then other things can be on.
All right. Yeah. Don't tell me you share the same. What about your wife? So just tell me what love is to you.
For me, love is. I will still go through that route, but I will say this for benefit of relationship is that I always say that you don't love to like. You
like to love.
You don't like to love. You love to like. Why? Because when love is involved, or when likeness is involved, there are too many emotions. So I'm looking at you based on, I don't like the breath of your mouth. I don't like your hair. I don't like the way you dress. Now, if those things go on into a relationship, and eventually you now fall in love with the person, those things will keep being an issue.
Exactly, it comes up often.
It will keep coming up often. So I always tell people, love first. Be patient. Learn to be patient with this person. Learn to be kind to this person, not just in gifts, but in words, in actions, in deeds. The Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave." Now, there's no how you want to show love without giving.
Of course. Love is action.
It's action. So
anybody can claim to feel anything.
Yes. Like I put up on my Instagram some months ago. I said, love is more action than emotion.
Of course.
So, and a lot of people today don't put that into consideration. It's pure action. You cannot say you love somebody and you're not kind to the person.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah.
So, kindness is not just I buy you something today and then tomorrow I'm insulting you in my mouth. Kindness is not. I should be able to. I look more for the best in you than myself.
True.
And that was what kept us together. I mean, for her to have left her job, left everything to come and meet me in the hospital to take care of me for 3 years till now.
Oh.
I mean, was
You guys are gonna make me cry.
amazing.
I'm so useless when it comes to love.
So for me, that's love is more action than emotion.
It is. I agree with you. And then we're going to move on to commitment. You see, all over the social media, people are just, I've been dating him for 5 years. I've been dating him for 100 years. I've been dating her. She doesn't want to commit. I'm committed. He's not committed. What do you think about commitment? And why do... I know there are people who are commitment phobes. They will not commit due to one reason or the other, maybe where they are coming from, or what makes you want to commit to a person?
The truth is, for me, I look at myself as not a regular guy.
But you're not Speed Darlington, Sha. Do you know him? Irregular speedometer. Mr. Beck,
No. I look at myself as not a regular guy, and for me, when it comes to taking somebody serious, I take person serious from the beginning to the end.
All the way.
All the way. I don't see a reason why you like a girl or like a guy. I cannot come out up and plain and tell the person.
See what you want, yeah.
I don't see a reason. When I met, before I met her, all my ex-girlfriends, I tell them straight up, I want to marry you. Do you understand?
Because you date for
Why?
a purpose.
Yes. And then
I'm like that too.
somebody now asked me one day and said, why can't you just go? I said, I'm not a car that just, I'm not a passenger.
Without direction.
And the car is going to Jikwe and I'm going to...
There's a way they say it, let's be going, we'll know, we'll figure it out. Let's be going first.
Now, why should I be going with you and I figure it out?
Let's be going where?
Do you understand? So, it distorts my brain, and I'm like, I don't want to be in that class. So I'll tell you from the beginning, look, this is where I want us to get to. But whilst we're on this road, let's be walking towards
this destination.
Do you understand?
You're a man of purpose.
So when I met her, I gave her a ring at first, telling her how committed I wanted to be to her, not her to me.
He didn't even ask me for permission.
It was on the 25th of December 2016.
Wow.
It wasn't about the 2015, it wasn't about her, it was about myself. I wanted to prove to her that, look, I want to be committed to you.
You are not for
this is my commitment. I'm giving this ring as my commitment to you, that I'm going to stay, I'm going to walk this walk and see where we get to at the end of the day. Do you understand? And so commitment has to come from you as a person, first of all.
Regardless of the next person.
Yes. Yeah. If you see the other person as worth it, then put a ring on it. Or show your level of, I'm serious with you, I want to...
And how responsible you
are. And responsibility means respond to ability. So when you respond to your ability...
Joshua, it's not that you married this your wife, just be thanking God.
So your ability, you have to respond to your ability as a person. If you don't see yourself as worth, you will not also see the other person as worth.
Of course.
Because love, first of all, Bible says love God and love man. Your ability to love man is your ability to love God.
You can't love God when you don't love man.
And you cannot give what you don't have. So if you don't love yourself, you can't also love somebody else.
It has to come from.
So it comes from. So if I see her as worth it, then I should be able to take that responsibility and be who I need to be to her. First of all, not her to me.
Wow. Wow, you're so deep. Okay, let's talk about you. What's commitment? Don't play that. I will take that route again. Just tell me what your own stand on commitment is.
Well, okay. When people talk about commitment or complain about their spouses not being committed to them,
their partners.
Partners. I first of all ask them what they're doing or what they're not doing. Right or wrong, what they're doing wrong or they're not doing right.
How the relationship started.
Yes, and all that, because foundation matters. You can't just build on sand and then expect it to stand. So it's the world today. The world we're living in today, commitment is so difficult, very difficult. We are too distracted. So much we want to have. Like I have friends who have a long list of what they want in a man, And then when a guy comes in,
They
start to check, and then they find it difficult creating a balance in their life. So it's usually very difficult to even commit to the person when you already have a turn off in the first place. So Joshua for me was, aside the confidence I had when he gave me the ring, I looked at it. I was like, okay, I was even taken by. I was impressed by his action. The bold step he took. Now I was this very choleric, serious person.
Very too serious in life.
In fact, when I met him, can I
straight, as in nothing
typical.
I was a lecturer. So imagine
and you don't even look it.
I don't forget my
Mm.
face. So I was this very serious-minded person, and then because of that, I didn't really have so many guy relationships, but I had them as friends and all that. But it would take me so much to let you come
close.
So, I met him. He had this very annoying attitude because first I came to his house, and then he was with a friend. I was escorting the friend. I had just come out of a relationship a week ago. Yes, just a week. And then it took me 2 days to get over the 4 years relationship. Yes,
Are you serious?
I lay down for 2 days. I didn't want it to linger. I didn't want to waste my time, So I spent 2 days, cried over it, sobbed over it. 2 days, I stood up. Then she asked
You're one of a kind too.
Yeah, she asked that we went for a vacation. So I took a break, and then we went over to Zaire. So apparently we had landed at his house. I waited for an hour plus for this young man to come out to see who was even in your sitting room in the first place. So to me, that first impression was
bad.
Yeah, he had this. It was too full of himself.
Nonchalant attitude.
Nonchalant. So I'm bringing all this up because first sight might not be that.
All that, yes.
Palatable.
And then I also believe that if it's pre-planned like this, people can always put up an act.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of first impression.
Yes. Actually, he came out looking all boxers and vests, and to me it was so rude. So I just kept on playing my Scrabble. And then he felt I was rude too. Well, okay. So,
and then look at you today, rude people.
Rude people. And then he had so many girls around him, flocking around him and all that. So, but in spite of that, in spite of the so many ladies, in fact, I was even encouraging him to at least commit to one of them. But he wasn't. He was still trying to play his. Then he had this courage, and he walked up to me. He just came and slept without even asking me. He just slipped the ring and said, "If you wanted to take the walk with me." I looked at him and I was like, okay, I could commit to this guy because he knew what he wanted.
That's what I wanted to say. A man who knows what he wants, or a woman who knows. But sometimes as women we're background. I had an episode with one of my big friends where we're talking about women being at cultural factors. So even when a woman knows what she wants, she's still restrained because you can't propose to a man. Yeah. The average woman will not propose to a man. Yeah. So it's safer for we ladies when the man we are dealing with knows what he wants.
Okay, let's say something about that. On that aspect, after he came to Abuja, because I was working, so he came to Abuja to my house where I was staying. I saw him and I saw some things I liked. Yeah, and he was okay. He was just like he wasn't.
And he's handsome.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the handsome part. Much later. I started seeing this handsome part later.
Really?
But other things I saw.
Okay.
And I could have just wanted to make the move, but I just let him be. I would say this: allow the guy play. So sometimes just allow them.
Let them stray.
Let them go.
Straight.
Do what he wants to do. Don't emotional things. As they had issues. The Bible says God will have all diligence. And prior to that time, I had put all over my work, God will have all diligence, from out of it are the issues of life. So I don't let...
So it was a daily affirmation for you?
Yes, for me. So, I allowed him to stray, have all the girls.
He still came back to
the owner.
He must come back home.
To where he wanted to be, and then I was impressed. So I took this step and I gave my word. This is where we're going, so I'm going to work with you.
So commitment is basically first knowing what you want, and then all of that.
Well, wait, sorry. Let me just a little bit broaden on that. Not just knowing what. It's not about what you want. A lot of people know what they want.
Yes, what you need.
But you don't know what they need.
Oh, okay, what you need. What you need.
A lot people today, a lot of
need over want, yeah.
they're just
Want is
playing
secondary.
with their wants.
Yes.
A guy likes a girl
It's true.
just for maybe her body.
Yeah, she has big boobs, she
Do you
has big
understand?
hips.
Now that is your want, and eventually, after a period of time,
It wins.
that want will disappear.
Yes, it will win.
But what is the
need, that
the
thing you
need
can't
is
do without.
what keeps you going
Alive.
on a consistent basis with this person?
Yeah.
Is it friendship? Is it that she adds value to you? Is she a mother? Is she a friend? Is she your
Support
girlfriend? Is she your
system.
support? I mean, what does she bring to the table
Outside
that
you.
outside?
Because
what you
wants
just-
are even
Your
regular.
fantasies, yeah.
Wants are regular.
And it's not just for the lady, but for the guy. Most guys, they're just. I mean, most ladies too just look at, oh, I want a guy who is
65,
who is this. And then,
G-guard.
really, there's somebody, you have a best friend who is adding value to you on a consistent basis, but you don't want to see that best friend as your need. You keep friend zoning him
And then
because
running
you feel
after your wants.
running after your wants.
Because you won't find pictures on your wedding day. After the wedding day, what happens?
Yeah.
So that's meaning on love and commitment. We have to go over it today. What makes you want to go all the way with someone? What makes you want to go? Yes, you know what, you've been able to identify that Chisom is exceptional, she's firm, she's this, she's that. That is what you need, and that's why you are going after her. But then what if, like she said, you allowed him to do your thing, eventually you came back. What if you're mingling with two ladies and both of them are firm? I'm just using firm, I'm not saying she's firm. Both of them are firm, both of them are loyal. What will now make you say it is Chisom?
Well, the truth is, all my ex-girlfriends were pretty loud.
Oh, your ex, how many did you have? You're spoiled.
He was a ladies' man.
And they were pretty
Pretty
intelligent.
ass, okay.
Intelligent, they were
Pretend I
very, very, they're the girly kind of ladies. I had one who was always writing me, telling me how important I am to her, how I was a king. She made my ego fly high. Like, I was feeling, I'm the kind of person that like words of affirmation, so she knew how to.
Okay, that's your love
language.
language.
That's my love
she
language.
gave it to him.
Now, I met somebody who doesn't care about my love language. Who just feels, look, you did something wrong and I'll tell you. I don't care how you feel. I
Oh
don't.
my God.
I'm like, who are you? Just like, what's your problem? Why? As in, be nice. Try to be nice. Like, I massage my ego. Just tell me. You want to say nice with like, okay, baby, okay, I'm sorry. But you're just, what should I tell you? Sorry. Sorry for what? I was wrong. I'm like, So it wasn't. So I had somebody who was appealing to my love language. But then, when I thought about it in the long run, I now started asking myself questions like, okay, would this help me grow to become a better person?
Exactly. Goes beyond love language.
It goes beyond love
Goes
language.
beyond that.
And yes, we prayed together. Me and the other people prayed. We spent time together on the word, studied, did everything, blah blah blah. But look, the truth is, like I told somebody, marriage is marrying your best friend, building God's purpose together. I mean,
I agree.
It's more about. I ask myself questions every day. What would my ex-girlfriend do if I was in this position? Right now I am understanding the place of love. Right now, I'm saying it every day because it's beyond. Oh, he's on a wheelchair. It's beyond. There are times I couldn't poop in the hospital because I was on antibiotics.
You know what
and
drew me
stuff.
to contacting Chisom?
Yes.
Because this is one question. I'm a very practical person, and I tend to. Sometimes people call it pessimism. No, I'm not a pessimist. I'm not also an optimist. I'm a realist. Because when something is happening, I always try to flip the coin. It might be on the positive today, but what about the negative tomorrow? So I always ask one question on my social media. Those who are watching would attest to that. I always say, okay, you love this guy. He has this. He appeals to you. Tomorrow he goes out and, Oma, and his legs are broken. That was actually what when I saw, I just rushed to Facebook. I said, look, I posted your photos, because this is something I always ask. And it's in such situations that you can actually, nobody prays for certain things to happen, but it's in such situations that you can actually prove love. Love is sweet. When he goes out, buys you a car, you vacation, Florida, who won't, that is, but when
push comes to shove, what
can you stand?
I saw all of this attitude from the day one. There's a day we were going to church, and she got me pissed off. I was so pissed to the point that I was punching my steering. Now, when we were done, by the time I got to church had started, we were really late and everything. I finished shouting the car and everything. By the time I got to church, we just said to go for granite and started eating. And that was the second. But after service, we just started going home.
So it didn't even extend. Issues between you never extend.
It was just that we're just real with ourselves. It wasn't about I like you, I like you, but see, I'll tell you the truth. I mean, she'll tell me, can't date this girl now. Can't date this girl. I mean, we have for this long. I just date her. Like, no, is it because she likes me I should date her? It's not by like that now. I'm thinking of more things, and then so most of them now feel she stole me from them.
Yeah, that's
So that's for me. That's
those are the things that will make you go all the way with someone. So it goes beyond just having the same, finding that she's able to feel the needs that you want. So it goes beyond that. It goes to other aspects like the way you reconcile issues when you have a fight, other inner traits, how she pushes you, how she's not always, because someone can massage your ego. You fall into hellfire, they're massaging your ego, they're pushing you into hellfire with praises and words of affirmation. But that's the fastest way to end. You never know when you're wrong. So she was that push you needed. She was that different person who would always say, no, just remember, they're praising you outside and you come back. She's like,
that's how she told me.
I think another thing is many women or ladies, like we forget who we are
in a relationship.
Yes, we forget who we are in a relationship. We're builders. Whatever it is you're building, you're building. So when I met Joshua, I met a perfect person. I saw all kinds of sorts, but there was this ability to be able to help build him, aside what he was adding to me. But I had a lot I wanted to add to him. So there was a way, let me just say, God helped me to be able to help him. There's a lot to shape him.
He was scattered.
So I wouldn't, it was all over the place. And then he had so many dreams that you're just
scattered
all over the place. Yeah, just like a typical guy. But God was able to
but
give
for
me
you to be able to, exactly,
yes.
Before God gave you that strength, there was something you saw.
Yes. And, the good thing, he had ambition. He had things he wanted to do with his life. He was not there yet, but he walked towards
the process.
Yeah. And then another thing, I would say, I know we have so many men in the world. You say Joshua is a learner. A man should be a learner, just as women should be. Yes, a human being should be a learner. It's not about a man or a woman's world. We should all be a learner. So he was a learner. So he picked from me. I picked from him. And then words matter. Words matter a lot. You don't use harsh words on people. People are human beings. So I was not abusive to him. Sometimes we try to pass across our whatever I want to pass across, say rashly without. So I was able to know how and when to say what I wanted to say.
So you are sensitive. You're a sensitive person.
You gotta be sensitive.
Yeah.
You have to be very strategic. You have to be, in fact, you have to be deliberate about your relationship. Relationship just doesn't just happen.
What is it called? Roller coaster.
Just Telemundo or something. It's
autopilot.
Yes,
that's the word.
You have to be deliberate. So we were deliberate about it. If at times when I made mistakes, he would tell me, and we literally will walk towards it to make it work. You know what? We wanted to make it work.
And it's working.
And
it will work.
Yes.
Because in 50 years' time, I'm going to be interviewing you guys on this show again. Can't you just say an amen to that? We're all going to live till after 50 years. It was nice having you on the show. But once more, I want to ask, you didn't meet him like this. He had an accident. but you got married after he had this accident. Were there, your parents saying, no, you can't? Can you share a bit of that?
All kinds of things. He proposed, let's say, today, and then 2 days after we had the accident. He went to my mom. My mom was sick then; she had cancer. So we went.
Is she still alive?
No, we lost her.
Oh my God!
And then
so rest in peace.
Amen. So after we traveled together, I had hip fractures. So it's not that he had.
Both of you were in the car.
Yes, it was a public transport. So I had 4 fractures on my hip. I was bedridden for 3 months, but the day after the doctors asked him to drop my crutches.
I think 2 of you are destined to be together. Yeah, really.
The accident. So I dropped the crutches the next day. I went to meet him at the hospital, and since then to today, while I was in the hospital, a lot happened. We're together, taking care of him. My mom, I had to transfer my mom down. I was taking care of her, I was taking care of him. I lost her. Then at some point, my job went away. My house I just called a call. My house got demolished. So I don't even know where my things are today.
Quite some
so a lot of things just happened at that
time.
But there was this strength. I just wanted Joshua to be fine. And then I had this relationship that should work. So it was going to work. Doctors told me all kinds of things. The therapist talked to me, they would call me privately, talk to me, tell me what the future might look like, even to conceiving kids and all that. Yeah. So they prepped me up. But I never was, I don't know where the strength was coming from. I was never afraid. Yeah. I just know he'll be fine. And they told me there are other options, right? I asked them, there are other options to having. They'd be like, yes. And I said, why not? As long as, yeah. And I couldn't just.
I love you too. I love you. So beautiful.
There's nothing as good as love. Showing love to somebody who is in this kind of condition.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
He had love. He had love from me, his mom.
And you are God, Jason. God is love. So you are God. You are God. I'm saying it. You are God. What else? What else? I mean, it was nice having you on the show. But one word. What would you say to millennials? I'm sorry, I'm a millennial too, but I don't understand. Sometimes I feel like I should have been born way back because some of the things that happen, I can't relate to them. And it feels like sometimes when you want to do things right, they call you old-fashioned or stuff. What do you have to say to the millennials about love and commitment?
Two things. Truth is, never let your condition determine your position. Yeah. Because life can throw anything to offer to anybody. But it's our choice to
decide to take
what we want for ourselves and to take what we want from life. Not because life can give you anything, but it's our choices. The choices we make that makes us who we are. And secondly, where focus goes, energy always flow there. So if throughout, I had beds so 7 centimeter deep, 7 centimeter long, 5 centimeter wide at the sacral region. That was near my butt, and they could see my tailbone from there, just on looking like that. And if I had let my focus or our focus to go to the condition, I don't think we would be where we are today, because that was like stage 4, stage 5 bed sore, and really a lot of people die from it. But from the accident, the first thing that came out of my mouth was not unto death, but unto life. So that battle already has been won. She was in pain, my cousin was in pain, my cousin had femoral fracture.
Your cousin was in a car too.
3 of us had serious injuries. Now, but they are fine, she's married, and we just got married. So if we focus on what we're not supposed to be focusing on, we lose sight of where we have strength.
Yes. Yeah.
Every time I was in hospital, I spent like almost two years in the hospital, 8 months treating beds, so in and out of hospital and therapy and all of that. Each time I was in hospital, the question always pops up in my mind, and the question is, sometimes a natural human mind, man want to ask, why me? Why should it happen to me? I'm like, and the question I ask my own self is, why? Who else would there have been?
Exactly. Why me? Who should take it?
So, who else would there have been? And the question, and that's the wrong question we're asking. The question is supposed to be, what am I supposed to take from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? Because life is about lessons we learn to unlearn, every day we're learning. Bible says something.
Joshua, you're a strong person.
Being Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, we cannot face a challenge headlong if our minds are not consistently renewed. So, if we're facing a challenge and we don't renew our mind on what can I see out of this? What's the headway? I mean, you can be locked in a room and never realize there's a door or there's a window.
True.
So you're locked in a room, you would always have to be able to see the doorway. You can't be locked in a room and expect that you should focus on that fact that you can't see anything together.
Yes, you're in bondage and all.
So that was what.
Wow, it was nice having you on the show, and I am very, very sure. Expect my invite because I do lots of events to inspire people. So your story is unique, and I think you should use it to change the world, the narratives, and touch the lives of the millennials.
Yeah.
Thank you once more for honoring my invite. Thank you. Love is a beautiful thing. I want to love and I want to be loved too. I really want to be loved too because I think I've given quite a lot of shots at loving, but somehow it hasn't been favorable. But I'm optimistic that I'll have a happy ending. I've been talking to Chisom and Joshua Christopher. Yours is quite a unique one. Being bedridden for 3 years and having your woman stand by you. And all the things they have to say about distractions, commitments, I quite aligned with their thoughts and everything they had to say. So I think you should follow them. Their address is scrolling on your screen right now. And it's been quite an interesting episode on this On My Living Show. Till I see you next time, it's still me, Marilyn Oma Anona. Stay inspired. Ciao.